Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another video of World of Warships. And today we have a replay sent in by Deweirdout. He's been on my channel a few times over, and he has a video with the Tier 9 IGN premium battleship, the Musashi. And as many people are probably very well aware, that this ship is essentially the Yamato dumbed down, I guess is one way of saying it. It's a Tier 9 Yamato. It is pretty much everything that the Yamato is. There are a few major differences. Dispersion is one major difference. Dispersion on the Musashi is a little bit worse than what you would normally find on the Yamato. The Musashi has a little bit less in the way of AA and secondaries, so it is a little bit more vulnerable to air attacks. But that is essentially what really is the major difference. He is joined with a division mate of his in the Jean Bart, and as you can see, it is a Tier 9 battle with a few spattering of Tier 8s and Tier 7s. So being top tier is always really nice. Now the Musashi, as is probably kind of well known, is a ship that you don't want to be showing a lot of broadside, and definitely don't want to be showing a lot of broadsides to a Musashi either, which is kind of what is going to happen in this battle from what I've heard. Shots off at the Vladivostok, the Tier 8 premium Russian battleship, which has a very weak side, as is very well known by that Vladivostok, who just got citadeled. So that is a almost 31,000 point salvo right there, and it's only 2.5 minutes into the game, so you can kind of see where this might be going. Now they are playing on North, the new version. Actually, it's been out for a while, so it's actually not that big a difference. Now, we did see that the Socio was in that channel, and as you can see, there are torpedoes incoming, and more than likely they are about 20 kilometers. So, Deweirdout is taking precautions. He is angling away and slowing up, which is the right thing to do. Now, he is playing it a little bit further back, which is kind of the IGN way to do it. You definitely don't want to be all that close and personal. Not saying that you can't, but it does have to be pointed out that the Musashi and the Yamato have very weak side armor, especially those cheeks, and normal play of the Yamato is going bow in and just bow tanking, but he is trying to get all guns off and is trying to deal as much damage as he can. Now, unfortunately for that Buffalo and that Lightning, yeah, they got pretty much heavily hit there. Lightning looks like he does and is able to get the majority of his health back, but that poor Buffalo, all by himself, no real chance of cover, goes down, and that is the first kill of the game. So right now is only the Lightning and that Musashi, and the Musashi currently sitting over here at the A side, while his div mate is currently being very aggressive. That is a very aggressive posture, pushing up through the channel between B and C, which is very interesting. That is a very aggressive posture, especially considering that the Socio is currently over in that direction. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things go. Now, one funny thing about this map, and it's been a history of this map for some time now, ever since it came out. The eastern side of this map is not particularly a great side of this map. That side of the map has a very limited ability to really support anything further west of the islands. And another hit on the Colorado, kind of right, but so it's been kind of a thing for some time now, ever since it's been released, and Wargaming put up signs saying no battleships beyond this point. Well, lo and behold, the enemy team have, actually also the friendly team, have 2 battleships on the 9 and 10 line, and it just kind of makes you wonder what is really going on in their mind. It actually knocked out the rudder on the Vladivostok, which leaves him possibly vulnerable to those torpedoes. Yeah, a little bit. Gets hit by those torpedoes. And how Deweirdout is currently playing this, actually, it's not a bad idea. Yes, you can get Citadel through the ass with the Yamato and the Musashi, but at this angle, you're able to get all three guns off. You have a good enough angle to prevent any actual direct penetration through the Citadel, and as that Vladivostok just witnessed, you don't want to be showing a lot of broadside to the ship, and this poor Colorado is still showing a lot of broadside to the ship. Honestly, I feel bad for this Colorado. This Colorado is really outgunned against the Musashi. That's the only bad thing about the ship, is it's just really powerful at tier 9. Fortunately for that Colorado, it doesn't get citadeled. And look at that. He's actually able to negate most damage from that Colorado just by pulling forward. So, very amusing. And I feel bad for this Colorado. And it does look like he's actually getting some support. Also looks like his div mate is being, once again, really aggressive, especially against that Sasio. And that Sasio is spotted too, which is, oh my word. Enemy team does take out 2 more of their ships. Does take out the tier 9 Leon, as well as their DD. And oh my word, there's even Atlanta. Oh, see, this is kind of the issue with this type of matchmaking. Look at that, 2nd kill of the game, another Citadel. The issue with matchmaking at times is you get a situation like this, where the Atlanta is really outgunned against a lot of ships at tier 9, even tier 8. And then you have maps where it has very limited capabilities. I mean, there are islands here, but oh my word, that's I guess that's somewhat of an issue with having 2 tier difference in matchmaking, because you get ships where they definitely struggle a bit more. Atlanta just felt looks like from the Amagi, definitely a Citadel, or actually no, just a Citadel. 2 Citadels would have nearly killed that Atlanta. So Atlanta is reversing back, and yeah, just not the best idea really. Now the enemy team is actually ahead in ships. They are ahead in caps though. Does look like if they get rid of that Atlanta, there we go. Finally got rid of that. And at the exact same time, it does look like Deweirdout's div mate does go down. Looks like to the Asasio. Yeah, definitely a hyper-aggressive position there. And does look like Deweirdout is asking the Helena to try to find the Asasio, because Asasio is still kind of a main issue right now. Now, while this was all happening, the friendly battleships on the eastern front all went down. All that is left is a Musashi, and this Alaska beaches himself and is essentially broadside to an Amagi and 2 Deweirdout's Musashi here. Just not a good position to be in, to say the very least, because ooh, that's a Citadel or 2, and as you can guess, showing a lot of broadside is not a good idea. It's definitely a paddling or 2, and there we go. That has at least evened up the ships. The enemy team is now ahead in points. Friendly team is now ahead in points, except for obviously now C is currently being taken over. Now Lightning, granted, has been supporting this entire side, and it's not a particularly fast destroyer, so I can't really blame him for his current positioning. but definitely needs to try to get over to C as quickly as possible and try to hunt down the Asasio as soon as possible. Now, at the moment, they are a little spread out. The enemy team are much, or better yet, they're more condensed. They're able to really, should be able to support each other, and they have a near full health Leon, which totally makes sense there. And it's currently spotted, and hopefully we'll get a paddling if he continues on in that direction. Takes a shot at that Leon. Hopefully he can get rid of it. Unfortunately for the friendly team, their Cleveland is very low in health. Unfortunately goes down to the enemy Cleveland, which has once again put the enemy team ahead in ships. But the enemy team is once again still lacking the caps. So I'm actually kind of curious what his positioning is. Now, I haven't watched this replay to its full length, but I did see the end screen, and I kind of know how this turns out. So we'll see how things go. Shots off at that Leon. Poor Helena. Yeah, even against the Leon, definitely Helena gets chewed up. Shots at that Leon. Why am I saying it's a Leon? It's a lion. Big hit from Deweirdout there. And there we go. Asasio is now spotted. Lightning is taking the shots off at that Asasio. If they can get rid of the Asasio as quickly as possible, that is definitely going to be really beneficial. Only main hope right now is to ensure the survival of the friendly Helena. Now, I'm kind of curious where the Kutuzov is. There's the Kutuzov, who's exceptionally low on health. Kind of in the same position as he was last seen. And there's the enemy Musashi. I was kind of wondering where that guy was as well. Now, Deweirdout is very much in the health advantage. And should be able to survive assault from all three ships. Should be able to take out the Cleveland and the Kutuzov with little issue. Lightning does get the kill on that Lion. And all is left on the northern side is that enemy Asasio, which I'm kind of curious why that Lightning didn't rush. Maybe he was concerned about that Lion that was kind of close to the Asasio. More than likely, actually, the Lion was trying to get turned around, and the torpedoes that the Lightning shot off was actually towards the Asasio. And there we go. Magi takes out the enemy Asasio, which definitely has put the team ahead in caps and points. Now, the enemy team have to do something, because they're very much in the loss right now. Now, the friendly team don't really have to do much. All they have to do is prevent the enemy team from really pushing, and that is when the enemy Cleveland is detected and the enemy Kutuzov. And it looks like the Kutuzov is definitely the much easier choice. Shots off at that Kutuzov. That should be an easy kill. There we go. That is one dead Kutuzov. Cleveland is, well, should go down, especially to an Helena. Then again, the Helena can go down to the Cleveland. Okay. So, at the moment, enemy team did manage to at least bring back a ship. But with the fact that there's a near full health Musashi and a quarter or half health Magi, shouldn't be that big of an issue. Enemy team aren't going to be really able to capture B. Probably the main concern right now is going to be that enemy Musashi. And it does look like the Lightning's doing its job. It is spotting that enemy Cleveland. And hopefully the Magi might get shots off. I mean, honestly, Lightning probably could finish off that Cleveland if he has IFHE on his ship, or just manages to get lucky with his shots. But instead, the Lightning smokes up. It looks like it maybe got a little bit too close to the Cleveland, that he thought it better to smoke up. I honestly probably would have just opened up. Lightning should have been able to take out this very low health Cleveland with little issue, and looks like he finally does. There we go. All that's left is the Musashi, and I really don't know what this Musashi is doing. Because, oh my word, that's a kill. So that was kind of unexpected. Wasn't expecting that kill, but beautiful salvo from Deweirdout. I don't know what that Musashi was doing way back there on that 9-10 line. He should have been pushing a lot quicker, trying to support his team, but instead decided to just kind of sit on that 9 line, showing a lot of broadside to Deweirdout, who manages to double sit and kill that enemy Musashi. As you can see, he earned 559,539 silver, earned Confederate and High Caliber, did 192,414 points of damage, 4 kills, 7 citadels, 3 defended base capture. Downright pretty good there. He was top of his team with a base XP of 1,939. As you can see, a lot of his damage were against battleships. The Vladivostok 65,000. Colorado 50,000, the enemy Musashi 35,000, and that lone Kutuzov with 964. So yeah, Musashi still pretty good at tier 9. Definitely not overpowered at all. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.